Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and we're going to continue with the Standard Arcana Spotlight series and move on to the next element in my list, which I believe... Yep, Air Element. And there's a few here that I really like the idea of. I would say Scales of Babylon, but let's be fair, no one is looking at that going, I don't know if that one's good enough. No, everyone likes Scales of Babylon. But in my case, I wanted to highlight something that's... Let's see. I'm just double checking to make sure. And yeah, I think today is Breaking Twister Day. Now, Breaking Twister is one of those spells that seems just okay on the surface. But what people might not realize is that you're not necessarily using this for damage in and of itself. You are using this as a control method to line up something bigger. So let's take that as a more defensive thing. Now, when I say something bigger, I mean whatever it is you're using that's supposed to be there for big old damage boys. So, what do we want to use for big old damage boys? Like, there's really no shortage of big damage spells. It's just a matter of which big damage spell do we want to use. And since it is there to facilitate something big, why don't we just take Chaotic Buster? That's big. It's big and it's fun. That is the most important point. And there we go. Yeah, it's a little air, a little chaos, a little fun. That's the most important part. Now, let's roll for our soundtrack choice. Oh, there goes my D20. Don't you just hate it when you roll a die and it goes clear off the damn table? That's why I wish I had picked up a dice tray when I had the opportunity. Alright, try again. Alright, well, we're doing piano again. As far as our starting relic... I think, actually, I want to go with cooldown reduction. And we'll use the same robe. So I hope everyone is doing fantastically well today. I hope you enjoyed the first part of the Standard Arcana Spotlight series. It is definitely a little surreal that we've come so far that we're looking at Standard Arcana now, but after having done all of the basics, all of the dashes, all of the signatures, and yes, I am still working on the tier list, don't worry about that. It's just taking time because, well, frankly, I haven't had a lot of spare time for editing that video together. Also, the air part of the tier list was... I had the original part of it recorded before Wizard of Legend 2 released into early access, so I'm thinking I need to redo the voiceover. And by that, I mean pretty much redo the entire recording. So, I do apologize for how long it's taking me to actually get that out, so just be patient. It's not been forgotten. It's just, as of late, I've had less time for recording and editing than I would like. I would also be completely lying if I said there was nothing else that was keeping that from becoming a realized fruition. Because unfortunately, I have had a bit of a problem with mental health lately that's been kind of dragging me down. So, you know, It's one of those things where it's nothing you haven't heard before. It's second verse, same as the first, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't a consistent struggle. So, accept my humblest apologies. And don't fret, I'll be getting things on track as soon as I can. It's just gonna take a bit, and I apologize for that. But now, talking about Breaking Twister. Breaking Twister is one of those oddball arcana that, on the surface, seems just kinda meh. Its real strength comes when it gets enhanced, and that's when we'll be talking about it a good deal more. Like, I was kind of hoping that I could get it enhanced, like, right away, but of course, nothing ever works out that nicely. Because as things stand with this spell, it's one of those things that... It's one of those things that on the surface it just kind of looks... just kind of okay. And part of the reason for that is that it just kind of keeps going, so it doesn't do a very good job at holding enemies because it'll just end up going right past them. And that is why we want it to get enhanced. We want it to get enhanced because as soon as it does, it becomes exactly what you want Breaking Twister to be. In the meantime, it's good for controlling a room, and it's good for just laying on a little bit of extra damage. But even in its current state, it's not bad. It's just not necessarily what we really want out of it. So hopefully we can get this bad boy enhanced soon so you can see what it's really capable of. Hello, Doctor. Well, let's open up the portal. There we go. What would we like to see from Dr. Song? Well, I'm thinking the best thing we can get from her would be the critical placebos for this particular run. Oh, hello. Definitely take. No, we're not changing basics. That would be silly. We're gonna head north, and we're gonna find Iris, and we're gonna upgrade our Breaking Twister, and it's going to be everything that we imagined it would be. Ah, see, look at that. Told you we would get it. But first, let's make a donation to the good doctor. Oh, beautiful. Zach, everything's coming up me. Alright, so... anything else here I actually want? Maybe the meteor. Matter of fact, yeah, definitely the meteor, because now Breaking Twister is going to do exactly what we want it to do. Do we have one more combat room coming up? Because I would like to move on to the next floor with a bit more cash in my pocket. See, now it's just going to sit in one place and just wreak havoc on one spot. Which now we can do things like set it up and then lure enemies into it, or just throw it out into a group and then throw something big into the mix, like, you know, meteors. So now it becomes a control method, a combo tool, a heavy damage dealer. Like, this is one of those spells where when you first look at it, you go, I mean, it's a thing. But then once you upgrade it is when you realize, oh, this thing kind of slaps. And because it's laying down just constant damage and constant hits, it's really good for keeping bosses stunned. So, again, wonderful combo tool. See what I mean? I'd kind of like to not grab any more Air Arcana. See how long it lasts? It is definitely one of the longest lasting Arcana in the game, and it just does what it does so well. The one of the downsides I will say, outside of, you know, its original version, is just sort of alright, not really that great, is that because it's a projectile, it interacts with enemy projectiles, and when you're trying to get it to just sit out there and keep spinning, that can be a problem, because now you're very vulnerable to just having it erased by enemy projectiles. That is one of its bigger problems. It's also got a really long cooldown, which is unfortunate, but not a huge problem, considering that it lasts so long. So I'm also going to point out that that's not quite the right cooldown rate, because my cooldowns are being increased by about roughly 5% right now. So take what you're seeing at the current moment with a grain of salt. Beautiful. Alright. Kinda seems like a no-brainer. And also remember that while you have the Mercenary's Dagger, you're not being charged any extra for using your basic. I know that's not what this episode is supposed to be all about, but I just thought I'd bring it up. Alright, we're building a very powerful run here. It's a thing. It's a thing I'm not exactly going to kick out of bed for eating crackers. How dare you? I'll have you know that my father was a Rockefeller. Not literally, but you get the idea. I'm talking shit, okay? It's what I do, I talk shit. Oh, did I accidentally... I just kind of let it bite me. Ugh, smooth. Oh, beautiful. That was a lovely meteor, if I do say so myself. I can honestly say with how long Breaking Twister lasts, it's not that big of a stretch to say that the long cooldown time is not an issue. Alright, and that's exactly what I was talking about, is that some of its interactions with enemy spells can erase it. That is just not fun. I'm gonna grab that just in case the Magician's Wand shows up. I didn't even found the red portal. Alright, let's see if it's this way. Of course not, it's just a dead end. Now, the other thing about that, though, is that was an interaction between, you know, one of my spells and a firewall, which is designed to be defensive by nature, so... yeah, you know, something to think about there. I'm gonna say no. that was a fast boss fight. Didn't even really get to do anything with Breaking Twister. That disappoints me. That's what the Spotlight is all about. We also just have a lot of really strong relics, so... If it looks like this run has become more about the relics than the spell that I was spotlighting, that's probably why. Damn! Oh, no, I don't want to change. I don't know if there's another spell I even want out of that lot. I feel like Crashing Meteor might have been overkill. So Furious Tempest wouldn't be a bad choice, but I think with the way we have it set up, Sonic Breaker is just as good of an option. Plus, we already have one charge spell, we don't need another. So the beauty of Breaking Twister is just how easy you can combo other spells into it. Or I should say out of it. Because you throw out the Twister, and then it just sits there for a super long time, and you get to really just kind of do whatever you want. That is its greatest strength. And it's not to say that there aren't other spells that can do that, it's just there aren't many other spells that do it as well as Breaking Twister does. And with so many potential applications both offensively and defensively, it's really hard to look at this spell and go, it's not worth it. Screw it. The only people saying that are people who have never used it. I know I was saying earlier that I didn't want any more Air Arcana just because of the enemies that I was facing, but goddamn, that's like all I found. Ah, sweet. Look at all those dead ends I found. What a beautiful fight. It's not as good as the Zeal fight, but God, everything's going down. Oh. I suppose the lesson to be learned here is that there's strength in just spells that linger. Hey, guys, you want to walk into that? Thank you. Oh. So there is the possibility that I will end up walking away with the Amulet of Sundering, but that's only if we don't find the wand. If we find the Magician's Wand, I of course would rather have that. Oh, hello. I almost missed something. What do we got over here? See, this is another Arcana that would work well with Bolt Claymore. So you can throw out the Breaking Twister, keep the enemies just kind of sitting there, stuck in the swirling eddies of wind and laceration, and then just throw the Bolt Claymore in there just to sweep up everybody. I had mentioned that the interaction with enemy projectiles was a bad thing, but apparently not as much as I thought. It's completely walled off that Dust Devil. By the way, in case it seems like I'm a little quiet, it's kind of because I've said everything that I have to say about Breaking Twister. It's really good. And I don't know if this counts as underrated or not, but remember, this isn't about what is or isn't underrated. This is more so just about, you know, spells that I think deserve another look. And, you know, on that note, maybe Breaking Twister is rated exactly as it should be rated. Who knows? I'm confused that my spell just didn't come out there, but again, that outcome could have been a lot worse. I'm gonna drop that in favor of the fiery paintbrush. Nope, we're good. Woohoo! That was a good one too. Oh, that was not smart. Little mortar ghoul there. Just, you know, showed me why I should pay attention to it. And there you go. It even has defensive purposes. Such a good combo enabler. Like, it's really hard to understate just how effective this is. It's just so good. Damn! Okay, that was a bad start to the fight. We can do better. Is there a reason why LB doesn't seem to be working the way it should be? That's the second time I've pressed the button and nothing happened. Alright, well, aside from the questionable activation of my left bumper, everything else went pretty well according to plan. And it's hopefully very obvious why I'm recommending Breaking Twister, because this spell is bonkers. It does so many things, and it does them so well. Like, I just can't... I can't overstate how good this spell is, and how well it enables so many different play styles. Like, again, I don't know if it's underrated, but in my personal opinion, I know how strong this spell is, and I still think it's underrated. So, guys, by all means, try Breaking Twister. Give it a shot. It's really, really good. Just forget about its original version. Just focus on getting the Breaking Twister upgrade, because that's the thing that really makes this spell pop. And pop it does. Anyway, that's all for me for today, so thank you guys very much for coming and checking out my video. I appreciate you coming and spending your free time here with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.